Juss.ai. You lost your computer on your computer is somewhere on the airplane, right? Yeah.
I read that on this agenda that there are stories.
Yeah. So please.
The recurring theme of this story is failure and mistakes all the way. The first mistake was studying law. I mean, there's so many boring jobs when you are a lawyer. But of course, that is my perspective, right? I just found out that the jobs that are available when you have studied law are pretty boring. So that just didn't fit for me. I tried several different jobs and yeah, and now I'm doing this instead. I found out that there's so many boring, repetitive tasks in different legal jobs. I didn't study 5 years to cut and paste all day, like 7 hours a day. And there's a lot of reading to do. You need to sift through a lot of papers. And I heard, even when I studied, that the robots are coming to take your jobs. And I was looking forward to that because I was thinking they will take the boring, repetitive jobs that I hate anyway, and then I can focus on the other part, which I'm good at. So that never happened. So I decided to make one of those myself. I started studying at the University of Oslo, some programming courses. The first one was machine learning and programming for social scientists. So social science, any social scientists here? Yeah, great. And the teachers were also social scientists who programmed in R. They work a lot with huge databases of texts. They have many algorithms helping with that. One of them were pertaining to semantic similarity, which was the kind of the basis idea for Juss.ai. So imagine you're a lawyer or some kind of jurist, and you have a problem to solve. Most of the legal education is knowing the legal method, how to find the sources of law. And to answer a legal question, first, of course, you go to the statutes, loven. If the statute is unclear on a specific problem, okay, so we have 2 screens here. Yeah, okay. If it's possible to mirror this so I can see what I'm doing, that would be great. So the situation here is that you're a lawyer answering a problem. You need to look in sources of law, which is basically just huge amounts of text. It could be case law, høyesterettspraksis. It could be preparatory works, if that is relevant in your jurisdiction. So basically, there's a huge amount of text that you need to get familiar with to answer a legal question, a legal problem. And to do that, you either spend a lot of time using old-fashioned tools like Lovdata and Rettsdata, which are based on keyword searches. So they have a huge corpus of legal documents. You punch in a few keywords, and you get the documents that have those keywords. But legal problems are quite complex, not easily expressed in 1 or 2 or 3 keywords. You need a sentence to express the content of your problem, right? But that is difficult to do with keyword searches. So when I studied this machine learning program, I was taught some, oh yeah, so there's no mirroring here. Okay. Yeah, so semantic similarity does exactly that. It takes a sentence or a document and kind of finds the meaning of this sentence and makes a mathematical representation of this meaning. There's a bunch of different algorithms to do that. We can discuss that at length later. What we've done is just taking stuff that is quite old, 10-year-old technology, and a pre-trained model from the university, which was trained on a news corpus. Just punch that into, or just put legal data into that. And it seemed to work some pretty nice out of the box. Yeah, so there's two options. If you're a lawyer, you could either punch in the reference to, okay, there's different. Okay.
Use that microphone instead, it might be easier, to be honest.
It's not a problem, I'll just, so there's two ways to use this search tool. You use this search, you can punch in the reference to existing verdict, case law. It's pretty easy to find a relevant case. One of them, the problem is you need to know, are there 100 other cases that have the same subject matter, right? So there could be if this, yeah, there's something about an appeal and some procedural statutes. If you want to find other cases that have the same subject matter as that paragraph, well, our algorithm makes these mathematical representations of the meaning of that paragraph, makes it into vectors in a hyperdimensional vector space. And on the right, you get related paragraphs, which are basically paragraphs that are cosine similar to the vector of the first paragraph. And the funny part, at least for me, who didn't have this mathematical background and vector space understanding before I did it, it sounds so out there. I'm in a 100-dimensional room that does, I mean, I don't even see how that looks. But you do that, and in the other end, you get semantically similar, as a person reads it, that are related to those other paragraphs. It's basically magic. And that's the product that we are developing now. And there's one of the big, yeah, the big 5 or big 10 law firms are now using this tool to see if it also, my hypothesis that semantic similarity is the same as legal relevance. So they're kind of testing that hypothesis now. So yeah, but on the way, a lot of mistakes. One of them was not diving into this user testing right away. I spent maybe 2 years on my side fritid, spare time, doing this to perfect the algorithm, find the perfect. But no, I should just I should have dived straight into user testing. So that's kind of the my takeaway from my first real startup and my first test period. I should have done that right away. Yeah. I think we have quite short time, but that's it for me.
Let me ask you a question. So how do you ensure the correctness here? In law, correctness is very important. So how do you ensure that?
Well, it's not really that important for this tool. I mean, the users are responsible for the answers they give to their clients, right? So this is just a better way to find those answers quicker. So the correctness would be important for companies that provide solutions to non-legal practitioners, to the end users. But now we just try to provide good enough results to be more efficient than the old way. But it's still lawyers that are using it, so they will still do the quality assurance. So, but far down the line, when we provide the end user products, we will have, of course, a lot higher demands for the end quality.
Perfect, and we'll invite you back when we do the discussion later.